T4 is used for people like myself who don't have a thyroid gland or who are low thyroid to supplement. Because then what you do is you give your body the T4 and my body will convert what it needs into T3. But if you're actually trying to force fat burning to occur, you can only use T3 to do that because that's active thyroid hormone. I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
Dave, can you explain a little bit about T3? And I guess they want a primer. Who should take it? Should you split the dose? How long to take it for? And just what is the science behind it? Should you still take it if your levels are normal, if there is any benefit?
I probably get asked this question multiple times a week. And, it's worth repeating because a lot of people obviously don't have the answer to it. A lot of time, thyroid hormone is like the thermostat in your body. So you can turn it up, you can turn it down a little bit to increase, metabolism, lower metabolism. But at the end of the day, the thing that's actually doing the fat burning is your muscles. So if you don't have a lot of muscle tissue and you turn up the thermostat, you're going to get a little bit more fat burning, but not much. When you turn the thermostat up and you have a lot of muscle, it tends to work even better. So what we do when we're dieting people very often, especially with women, because, you don't want to use a lot of anabolic steroids on women because they cause side effects, masculinizing side effects, but T3, T4, these thyroid hormones don't do that. They don't have masculinizing side effects. So we can use them, strategically to burn fat. But there's two forms of thyroid hormone that we essentially deal with. T4, which is a thyroxine, which is produced directly by the thyroid gland. And then T4 gets converted to T3, which is the active thyroid hormone. So if you're going to supplement your routine to try to increase fat burning, taking extra T4 is going to do nothing for you because your body won't convert it to T3 if it doesn't need to. T4 is used for people like myself who don't have a thyroid gland or who are low thyroid to supplement. Because then what you do is you give your body the T4 and my body will convert what it needs into T3. But if you're actually trying to force fat burning to occur, you can only use T3 to do that because that's active thyroid hormone. We usually start off at a dose around 25 micrograms per day, and we can increase that. And I usually increase it by in increments of 12.5 microgram dosages. So it would be like a half of a 25 microgram pill. And you can increase that every 2 to 3 weeks. You don't ever want to usually go over 100 micrograms per day. A lot of times, most people don't even need to go over 50 to 75 micrograms per day. But you inch it up to help continue the fat burning process. And once again, it's like you're inching the thermostat in your body up a little bit at a time. You don't want to turn it up too fast because then you can get palpitations. You can have side effects. So you want to inch it up slowly. And a lot of times it's combined with clenbuterol because they seem to have a nice synergistic effect together. And usually people are started at 20 micrograms twice a day of clenbuterol. So that's a nice fat burning stack. But the bottom line is that if you're not using T3, you're basically wasting your time.
Question about gut health probiotics. I feel like we used to talk a lot about this more back in the day. Denny Guemos wants to know if you could talk a little bit more about gut health probiotics, prebiotics. What's the best to take? How many bacteria colonies should you be taking refrigerated, shelf stable? And what about spore forming probiotics? Your thoughts?
Yeah. As you know, this is a subject that's dear to my heart. I've been nurturing that topic for the last 13, 14 years now, ever since I launched Species Nutrition and came out with Fiberlize. Fiberlize, which is a soluble fiber supplement, not only has all the good cholesterol lowering effects and lowering your blood sugar and getting the colon working well and strengthening it and helping you poop, but it's a prebiotic. It's a prebiotic implies that the gut bacteria can use this source of whatever you're putting in there for fuel. And the gut bacteria like to ferment soluble fiber. Psyllium is a source of soluble fiber. When you take a supplement like Fiberlize, you're feeding the gut bacteria. So you're actually strengthening the probiotic bacteria in your colon. Now, some people need to seed their colon and their small intestine with new bacteria, because maybe it's getting killed off because they're eating a crappy diet, or maybe they had to take antibiotics or whatever else. Some people are on certain medications that damage the good gut bacteria. So I reformulated our protein pudding, which was a very popular product called Protolize. It hasn't been around for over a year because it took me so long to reformulate this, and I had to I had to switch one ingredient because it wasn't available anymore. So vanilla and chalk going to back out on the speciesnutrition.com website. I'm sure it's probably on Amazon too if you shop there. And the Protolize, what I did was I fortified the pudding product with 7 strains of probiotics. Now, the advantage of these 7 strains is that they're shelf stable, meaning that they don't go bad if they heat it up. A lot of the problems with probiotics in the past has been that they die if they get, if they heat it, and so they have to be shipped on refrigerated, type situations on ice. And, in the past, I've recommended, Natron is a really good source of probiotics, but they come refrigerated. You got to keep them in your refrigerator. These are great because they're shelf stable. They don't activate until you add water and you actually consume the product, and then they activate themselves, and then they can seed the probiotic, flora in your colon and your small intestine. This product has been tested by me for months and months and months and months, over a year. It's so good that I don't even use any other probiotics anymore. All I do is take a serving of this every night, and it's a great treat before you go to bed. It's a pudding. Some people like to put it in the freezer, make an ice cream out of it. Some people put it in. Have you seen this new thing, Sid? It's called the Ninja, what is it called? The Ninja Creamy. The Ninja Creamy, people have been telling me about. I looked it up on Amazon. It's supposedly
you've actually gotten questions about that, and you use Protolize for that. Yeah.
Colette Nelson told me that she loves the thing. It's the greatest invention of all time. She said, but a lot of people are putting Protolize in the Ninja Creamy, and they're making like ice cream out of it, and it tastes exactly like ice cream coming out of it. So you can have an ice cream treat, virtually no carbs, great quality protein that tastes like ice cream and has probiotics in it. What's better than that? So if you want to, help your probiotic, situation out, try the Protolize. Continue to use the Fiberlize like you all are, and you'll always be feeding those gut bacteria and keeping them healthy. And that's really the best 1-2 punch you can do for gut health. Now that we got the Protolize with the 7 strains of shelf-stable probiotics plus the Fiberlize, you can't go wrong with that, really.